title challenge stalled against a Wimbledon side who, as Manchester United and Leeds will tell you, just love to play against the top teams. Guy Havard is your commentator.
Gale. Yule. And Gale's continued his run. Court's in the centre calling for it. Hartson's at the back post. It's caught! Oh, it's gone through his legs! He can't believe it! Gale was unmarked, and Manninger wasn't really looking at the ball. He was expecting it maybe to flash across the 6-yard box. It's Thierry Henry, straight into the wall. Silvino, the original alternative. Winterburn, Dixon! Oh, that would have been one for the collector's book. Winterburn to Dixon. Silvino. Ljungberg calling for it in the centre. Silvino shown onto his right foot. Thierry Henry. Winterburn! Canu arriving. Good strike by Nigel Winterburn, beaten away by Sullivan. Court. Hartson going down the right-hand side. Booze now for the former Arsenal man. That won't worry him. Oh, Court's unmarked in the centre. Picked up only by Manninger. Hartson wins the header. Ramondi is there, but hassled by Court. He does well again, the Frenchman. Ljungberg skips away from two. Well, he blew and then he played the advantage. Now Wimbledon's bench are already up on their feet just in case they need to protest. And fortunately for them anyway, and perhaps the game, there was no goal as a result, but he definitely eased a slight breath out of his body. You could just hear the whistle up here, then decided to play on, which was the right decision, but might have been unfair on the Wimbledon players. Petit. Overmars. Overmars will have to do it with his left foot. This is Winterburn. Good run by Silvino. Plenty in the centre. Thierry Henry puts Arsenal back on level terms. Arsenal have been just beginning to get round the Wimbledon defence. Silvino's pullback, a tap in for the Frenchman. And the Gunners are back at 1-1. Quickly taken to Thierry Henry. Souquet in the centre, it's Canu! Oh dear. Perhaps he should sign the contract straight away. That was a golden miss. Wimbledon came into this game knowing a point would be good, and I'm sure they'd settle for that. Silvino. It's Souquet! Wrong foot. A minute to go plus stoppage time. Can Arsenal find a winner? Canu. Souquet. Had that wonderful opportunity. Finding Ljungberg. And this is Overmars! Souquet! They've had the chances, Arsenal, to turn this game around, but they've squandered them. Souquet. Canu. It's the final few seconds for Arsenal. Petit. Overmars. This is the last attack. Overmars! Oh, it just swerved the wrong way.
Today we were a bit lucky in the second half. I think we played quite well in the first, but lost our shape in the second and gave them a lot of chances.
We missed a little bit of aggression in front of the goal and a little bit of passing as well. And in fairness, after the last half an hour, it was really bad luck.
we're steadily now feel the last month or so it's coming together. We feel now that we're starting to bed in with the system. Players a lot more happy, and we're looking forward to the second half of the season.
Looking forward to the second half of the season, Robbie also says getting used to the system. We've talked all season about this this zonal marking they've been doing. In the first half, it was clearly working.
Well, I think they looked actually quite composed, quite well organised. They have done for the last few weeks. I think one of the reasons Wimbledon are not further up the table is they've drawn something like 9 out of 18 games. So they are, as always, a very difficult side to break down. And when they get their noses in front, it's even harder. And I think Arsenal proved during the second half especially, they absolutely battered them. And they stood the test, Wimbledon. You know, they stood up, they were counted. And I think that Arsenal will be absolutely delighted they've gone away with a point from Highbury.
Arsene Wenger was saying that at half-time he needed to gee his players up because they seem not to have so many ideas. And in the second half, you know, it really was about all Arsenal.
Well, sometimes you have to do that. I think that, you know, sometimes games like Wimbledon at home, the players, there's a lot of sort of players in that side in particular played in big games. And I think that you treat Wimbledon sort of anything less than a Manchester United or a Chelsea at your peril, and that's a lot of clubs pay the price for that.
Something of a patched-up defence for Arsenal, Luzhny and Grimondi in the middle. Anything to do with the rather bizarre goal that they conceded?
Well, they're all over the shop, aren't they? I think they've come up, and as you can see there, the back four is not as one, which is very surprising, but is understandable given the amount of changes. Carl Court has had a real streak, hasn't he, this year? I think it's 14 goals for him, and the ball is whipped in with tremendous pace from Marcus Gale. And I just don't think that Alex Meninga is actually that aware of where the thing goes. I think he was half expecting Court to miss it, goes and hits him on the inside of the heel and in the back of the net, and I think it was a shock to everybody.
It's important how you come back from conceding a goal like that as a young goalkeeper, isn't it?
It is. I think that you know, people will tell you that goalkeepers don't mature until perhaps their late 20s, early 30s, so Alex Meninga's got a long way to go. He's getting a good run in the side at the moment because David Seaman's injured. The reports that David will be back soon, but I think that the more experience he gets, the better keeper he'll become.
In the second half, Arsenal really sort of like threw everything they could at them, and they created chance after chance after chance. It was one of those games where you thought perhaps the breakthrough wasn't going to come, but eventually it did.
Well, you just have to keep at it, and this is what Arsenal did. You know, Petit looking to get things flowing from midfield, and really, when you look at where Wimbledon, you just look at the bodies there that Wimbledon have got behind the ball, and
10
they'll
men
be
behind most of the second half.
They'll be disappointed, but that's good play. Great ball in from Savinho, and well, Henri there, that's 7 goals for him, 4 in the last 6. So he's really hit some form. A lot of people were wondering whether he would be the force and predicting whether he was actually going to be the boy wonder everybody said he was going to be. But I think it was always going to take him time to settle, and that's beginning now to reap dividends for Arsenal.
Of course, Wimbledon going back to Highbury, the return of John Hartson to an old stamping ground, and we've talked about Frank Leboeuf, another player that can get wound up, and a little running battle between him and Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, I mean, it stems from Manu just throwing the ball at him, and John goes to react and then pulls away. It has a little bit of a laugh and joke about it, and I think that this was something about the French, I think, this weekend. They all want to get in on the act.
So Arsenal, is it 2 points drop for them? They're 5 points now behind the leaders Leeds.
I think so. I think they've got a big game against Leeds on the 28th at home, and they need to win that football match, I think, because they've got Coventry and Leeds over the Christmas period, and I guess for them now, you know, they're playing chase up, and I think that I'm sure that David O'Leary will be taking his side to Highbury, and nothing would be more special for David at the moment to certainly put one on over on his old team.
Absolutely.